The mysterious predictions of Vanga. Who among us has not heard these words? Around her name hovers something mystical, attractive, like magnets to which one is involuntarily drawn. She spoke and the world heard her. We, modern people, live in an era of change, where everything around us is subject to the influence of incomprehensible forces. And so, by the way, Vanga spoke of Pisces. What did she predict? Pisces, yeah, they definitely won't be able to spend everything they get this month. Why? It's not just a prediction. It's a message. It's a signal worth deciphering. And deciphering Vanga's predictions is always a mystery that requires time and attention. Think about it. Why Pisces? Why this month? Why is it like this? And what does it have to do with you? With your money? With your decisions? And astrology and folk predictions, they are strangely intertwined in everyone's life. Oh, yeah, how many times have you heard, astrology is all bullshit, nothing to do with reality. But, in fact, astrology isn't just about the stars. It's about everyday events, which are subject to these celestial rhythms. It is about people, about their thoughts, desires and actions. And who, as not folk predictions, accompanies us in these fickle rhythms? And now, pay attention. Why can't Pisces spend everything they get? What is this limitation? It's just not a coincidence, it's an important sign. And to understand why this is the case, it is worth turning to the very nature of predictions and looking for clues. Are you ready? What did Vanga predict for Pisces? Pisces will receive much, but will not be able to spend, Vanga said. And let's face it, it's not all that clear-cut. What did she mean by that? It seems like a simple statement, doesn't it? They get it, but they can't spend it. It seems pretty clear. Doesn't it? Let's break it down. A lot. Plenty is not just a lot. It's abundance. It's something more than you might expect. Perhaps it's a financial influx, unexpected good fortune, or just a huge profit. Anything Pisces could get this month would be like, here's that gob of money we all dream of. But can't spend it? Why not? Because that kind of money is a dream. Maybe Vanga meant more than just finances. What if she wasn't talking about physical money, but energetic, karmic expenditures? About unexpected events that will limit their spending power. After all, no one can predict what will happen to your money the moment you lack just one thing, patience, doubt, and perhaps inner strength. And if we look at the astrological forecast, things get even more interesting. This month is full of contradictions. Somewhere Pisces sees a financial flow that brings unexpected good fortune, but then they are pulled back. Yes, sometimes this can be due to the transit of Saturn, which creates a sense of responsibility and the need to hold back. After all, its influence on this sign is like a brake that prevents thoughtless spending. And if we take Jupiter, the planet of abundance, he also has an influence on Pisces, but here everything is much more complicated. Jupiter can attract profit, but if Pisces is not careful, if they do not reflect their inner needs and desires, this profit can be misused, and then they really will not be able to spend all that they get. And perhaps it's not so much a financial barrier as a lesson in self-control. What it turns out to be. Vanga's prediction and astrology confirm one thing: Pisces will be faced with a choice this month. Get a lot, but not spend it. Perhaps this month will bring them not only monetary opportunities, but also lessons in wisdom that they must pass. Astrological forecast for Pisces this month. This month is just the right time for Pisces to find themselves at the center of controversy. Luck and limitations, approaching profits and unexpected obstacles. Oh, how it will feel. Pisces is used to mood swings, but this month is like a real storm. Don't be alarmed. This is precisely the chance, a chance to learn not only to expect, but also to manage these changes. Favorable aspects, yes, they are. Jupiter in harmonious aspect to your sign is like a ray of light that illuminates the darkest corners of your life. Jupiter, the planet of good fortune, expands horizons, brings opportunities, and opens new paths. This transit is a chance for Pisces to try something new. It could be a lucky investment, an unexpected arrival, or even a meeting that will turn things around. But don't forget about the unfavorable aspects. Oh yes, Saturn in a hard position is like a rock in your path. Saturn will make you think, should I do this? The influence of this planet makes the fish slow to make decisions. Saturn can be a limiter, but he is also a teacher. He will tell you where you should stop and think, where you should stop inflating your dreams and be more down to earth. This month is when you, Pisces, will face two forces, expansion, Jupiter, and restriction, Saturn. How do you find the balance? How do you utilize one force without going overboard with the other? How will this affect your financial situation? This is where things get tricky. Favorable aspects can bring you unexpected money, but it will come at a time when you are hesitant to spend it. Saturn and Jupiter can slow down your financial processes, directing you to deeper questions. What do I really want? Why do I want this? There may be karmic lessons that teach you wisdom and long-term planning. And here's a prediction, you, Pisces, will be able to make money, but not everything you get will be spent as intended. A lesson in self-control and self-discovery will be at the center of your month. Are you accurately prepared to spend as much as you receive? Why won't Pisces be able to spend all the money? Oh, now for the most interesting part. Why won't Pisces be able to spend everything they get? Because money is always a temptation. But it's not about money. It's about the planets, karma, and your inner state. The influence of Mercury. This planet, as always, will influence your ability to make decisions. Mercury is the planet of communication and intelligent decisions. This month, her position could lead to confusion. Pisces will have many opportunities, but it will be difficult to focus on any one thing. Mercury will create instability in thoughts and feelings. What if I'm wrong? There will be this constant feeling. And in a moment of uncertainty, Pisces tends to do what? That's right. Make purchases impulsively, but then realize that these purchases are not necessary at all. The influence of Venus. Venus is the planet of love and excess. It can lead to a great temptation to spend money on things that have no practical value. The need to enjoy life and the desire for beauty will be strong. But Pisces won't feel completely confident in their decisions. It will be like a picture with beautiful promises. But when the money is in their hands, Pisces will suddenly realize, what was it for? Was it worth it? Something will keep them from spending it all. Unforeseen circumstances, that's why the money won't go away so easily. After all, Pisces can't foresee everything that will happen to them. There could be delays in payments, unexpected expenses, or even long-awaited money will suddenly turn out to be not so significant. In these situations, Pisces will feel that they cannot spend recklessly. You will have to show resilience. And finally, retrograde planets. These exciting transits create a feeling that something is not right, that something has not gone according to plan. All of your actions will require more checking and thinking. Why is that? You may ask. Because retrograde planets remind us of the past. The mistakes we once made come back. And so, suddenly, at the very beginning of the month, Pisces will be faced with unexpected debt obligations or late payments. These circumstances can affect their desire to spend money. And so it goes, Pisces, as water signs, tend to make decisions on emotion. But this month they will be faced with the question, what is really worth my money? And what emotions are justified for this spending? What should Pisces do this month? Oh, Pisces, you're in for a real test of maturity and self-control this month. How do you manage your money? The simple answer is, with care and attention. Don't rush into spending, don't make impulsive decisions as is typical of you. Emotions can overshadow common sense, but this month is like a lesson you have to pass. Practical advice: first of all, write down all your income and expenses. Yes, so old-fashioned and boring, but it will give you a realistic idea of how much you can afford to spend. How much do you need for your current needs? How much for savings? And, most importantly, how much to stay out of trouble? Plan, but don't forget that internal break that reminds you of the importance of moderation. Investments and big spending: this month it's especially important to approach financial matters with complete prudence. Jupiter, though lucky, will be in tension with Saturn this month, making any large investments questionable. If you want to invest, think twice. It's better to postpone your decision until later in the month when the planet's influences change. Don't rush to invest in old projects that promise a quick return on investment. Ask yourself the question: will this be another tempting risk? It is important not to be tempted. Planning and self-control are what will help you. Your efforts should be focused on long-term goals. Learn to set aside savings and postpone decisions if things don't work out. The period of instability is a chance for you to become wiser and gain financial independence through discipline. Astrological recommendations: for major purchases and investments, it is better to choose days when Mercury is in direct motion and the Moon is in the growth phase. These days will help you make more informed decisions and make your financial risks less dangerous. And, of course, avoid big spending on Mercury retrograde days. Be careful. Myth or truth? Astrology and Vanga's predictions. Myth or truth? Is a question that probably torments many who are familiar with Vanga's predictions. Someone perceives her prophecies as pure mysticism, others, as a guide to action. But what about the fact that astrology and such predictions often overlap? The similarity is not accidental. Both of these approaches operate in the same sphere, on subtle levels that we cannot always explain. Astrology and predictions: yes, astrology can indeed confirm some of these predictions. For example, if a transit of planets indicates a period when money will come in, but difficulties will arise in spending it, this may coincide with Vanga's prediction that Pisces will not be able to spend all the money they receive. Astrology shows patterns, and if you follow it closely, you can see the connection between horoscopes and real life. In astrology, everything is subject to the movement of the heavenly bodies, and it is this movement that affects our experience of life. The connection between reality and mysticism: this is where the question arises: why, despite all its mysticism, are Vanga's predictions perceived by many as something real? Why do her words seem to resonate in people's souls? Perhaps because there is deep symbolism in her predictions. We often don't see reality through familiar, logical ways, but when we encounter such mysticism, it makes us look at our lives from a different perspective. We see it as a warning, as a sign, and sometimes it's just a psychological mechanism. Expectations and delusions: of course, not all predictions should be taken seriously. Yes, there is a danger of believing in mysticism and forgetting common sense. But don't forget, predictions like Vanga's can be not only mystical, but also philosophical. They push us to think, to questions that can really change our behavior. It's just important to remember that any prediction is not a judgment, but rather a possibility. So should we take it seriously? Everyone will find the answer to this question for themselves. But the main thing is to listen to yourself. And if predictions make you think about the future, perhaps that is their true purpose. Warning and hope for Pisces. And here we come to the finale. This month is not an easy one for Pisces. It is full of contradictions, challenges and, of course, lessons. In spite of all possible limitations, the stressful aspects of the planets and karmic lessons, Pisces has a chance to find financial stability. But not through quick decisions and impulsive actions. Pisces must learn to wait, learn discipline, and realize that sometimes it is better to invest in long-term goals than to rush into short-term pleasures. So don't worry if you can't spend everything. It does not mean that the money has gone away irretrievably. On the contrary, astrology and Vanga's wisdom are like gentle warnings that encourage us to stop and think. To think about what's important and to realize, is now really the time to spend everything that comes in? Or maybe we should pause and channelize those funds into more important and conscious channels. And most importantly, money comes and goes, but wisdom stays with you. Remain calm and believe in yourself, even if at some point it seems that the world around you is unstable. After all, it is through hardship that growth and understanding comes. Pisces, this month you will receive not only money, but lessons that will prove to be much more valuable. Give yourself a chance to become stronger and wiser, and then finances and opportunities will come to you when you are ready for them.